atau tak kolagen dalam badan akan mula berkurangan dan kulit akan menjadi semakin kering. Jangan risau, korang amalkan je Glutaglow ni, dia dapat membantu korang mengembalikan keancalan kulit dan juga menambahkan seri di wajah. Glutaglow diperbuat daripada 4 bahan iaitu marine collagen, L-glutathione, astaxanthin dan juga vitamin E. Tunggu apa lagi? Dapatkan Glutaglow sekarang!
I suka pakai sunscreen yang ada extra benefit. Selain daripada protect kulit kita daripada efek matahari, I also like sunscreen that can brighten my skin and also moisturizing my skin. Contoh macam UVE Care Sunscreen SPF 50. This sunscreen is a hybrid sunscreen which contains arbutin and glutathione untuk brightening. Lepas tu dia ada peony flower extract untuk hydrating and also saxifraga samentosa extract untuk repair you punya skin barrier. Texture wise memang best sangat, very lightweight, tak ada white cast, tak melekit ransum, tak rasa berminyak and also nampak glowing sangat bila pakai. You can get this sunscreen from any aesthetic or GP clinics nearby or your community pharmacy, so check them out.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another evening session of WIMC 2022, the Women Impact Makers Conference. Today is our second day, and this is our evening session for today. Now, during the afternoon, we had some great sessions where we had some awesome panelists sharing on very interesting topics on how women empowerment and women can make impact in their industry and in their daily life. My name is Chan, your host for this session. Just want to say a big shout out to all the working people, the community who put this event together. Of course, our organizing chair lady, the organizer, Elizabeth from Elizabeth Image Branding, in collaboration with PWDC, the Penang Women Development Center, Madam Ong B. Ling, and also supported by the Penang State Government with the lead of YB Chong Eng, who's always been ever supportive friend of ours. Thank you so much. A big thank you once again to our silver sponsors who we just played the video earlier. To all our sponsors, once again, big thank you to Asia Green Group, Vanessa Diamonds, Doublewood Fashion, We Share Brand, and also last but not least, MD Pharma, and not forgetting BioLife. Thank you so much for all of your support and your gesture in being our sponsor for this evening. Okay, now today's topic is going to be very interesting. For tonight's topic, we are going abroad. Now, women, and especially Malaysian women, are not only are in Malaysia or locally here, but they are also working hard and building their network and their community around them abroad. So tonight's topic is going to be life abroad, making impact beyond Malaysia. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to pass over to our moderator and our panelists who are streaming live outside of Malaysia from different timelines and time zones. Ladies and gentlemen, to all dear viewers, please, I'd like to pass it over to our moderator, Gosha Kano.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. This is such an honor to be moderating this session, Life Abroad, Making Impact Beyond Malaysia. So please let me introduce you our four amazing speakers, four amazing Malaysian women. We have Dr. Michelle Lim, who is a naturopath, kinesiologist, and functional medicine practitioner. We have Pauline Chewy, who is a PhD, learning and development leader, training consultant, and a former associate professor. And we have Amanda Lowe, result coach, certified master trainer in neurochange practitioner, trainer, and assessor. And we have Rita Davison, senior employee relations specialist for Murphy USA. So all these four ladies were born in Malaysia, but they have left Malaysia to live abroad. So it's kind of funny because I left my country from going abroad and I now live in Malaysia. So please let me welcome all these four ladies to the platform.
Gosia, we're not able to hear you.
All right, as here we are, we have our four speakers right now, panelists, Ms. Amanda Lowe, Rita Davidson, Dr. Pauline Chui, and Dr. Michelle Lim, who will be speaking to us on certain topics and also responding to questions that our moderator, Gosia, will be handing over to them who have some questions for them. But in the meantime, let's just have some introduction. Okay, we'll just do some quick introduction. Each of y'all, maybe 45 seconds to a minute about who you are, where do you do, and which country are you streaming from. How many years have you left Malaysia? So let's start with Dr. Pauline Chui.
Hi, my name is Pauline, and I live in Boston now. I used to live in Penang for many years before before I flew over to to the US. And I've been living here in the US for the past 20 years. My daughter is already 20. We came here when she was 4 months old, and I am in Boston.
Very nice, very nice. What do you do in Boston?
Currently, I work in a big biotech company as the associate director of their training development. So the company is called Series Therapeutics. So we do research on microbiome. So that's what we do. And at the same time, it's not just about working here, right? I think contributing to the community in different ways. So I do. It, I think I'm gonna stop talking because I can talk a lot. So I'm gonna leave more time for the others.
All right, we'll come back to you. Okay, let's go next one to Amanda. Amanda, tell us where do you reside right now? I'm assuming you're from Penang, or maybe you're not from Penang, maybe some other parts of Malaysia. And what do you do?
Good evening to all the listeners out there. Greetings from Australia. I'm actually Budak Penang,
All
but I
right.
migrated to Australia 22 years. I'm a
Oh,
businesswoman there. Have two types of business, and actually a certified master trainer for neuron change practitioner, also a trainer assessor for early childhood and care educations. So
mm,
currently, I'm very actively involved in coaching, mentoring young adults to empower and excel their life. So my business are in capital of Australia, which is called Canberra or Australia Capital Territory, which is my company. One is a commercial cleaning company, and one is a training, educations, and coaching, mentoring, and training and assessing education center. So I'm a lifelong advocate of personal development and making a difference in people's life. I'm an inspired leader, thrive on working with people and possess to focus on achieve success in their life. And I'm actually from JCI Pearl. I'm one of the
Ah,
founding six
okay,
member.
okay.
I'm their past president,
All
and
right.
I serve one of the national boards in a year. JCIM board for that. So I'm
Very nice.
delighted to be part of tonight program to share my experience and knowledge to anyone who like to excel their life.
Nice, nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Another fellow JC member. Okay, now let's speak to another fellow Malaysian who moved to Australia, Dr. Michelle Lim. How about you? Tell us a little bit briefly about yourself, how many years you've been in Australia, and the experiences that you go through.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to meet our Penang Knights and also some Australians. I just saw Amanda. All right. Yes, I was originally from Penang, and I went over to Australia, Melbourne. So I liked the place, so I just stayed there for a while, and actually I just love it, the weather. Plus, I do a lot of research. So to talk about myself, I'm Dr. Michelle. No drugs, no needles, no surgery is my field for 30 plus years. So I'm a naturopath and also in functional medicine. So I study quite a while, and then I also do a research helping the community. So my passion is there. So while traveling, I can also help people everywhere. So that's why I love the online consultation so that I can travel around the world at my platinum age. Thank you. I need to pass out to others to have a chance.
Sorry, I guess something happened to my sound, but I'm back. So now it's over to Rita.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm so excited to be a part of this platform. My name is Rita Davison. I was born in Penang, Malaysia, grew up in Butterworth. I completed my primary and secondary school at Convent Butterworth. I got married in 2002, which is what brought me to the United States. I currently reside in Arkansas, is a state in the southern part of the US, in a small town called El Dorado. There are about 20,000 people living here. I live here with my husband and my three teenage children. My oldest son is 19, my daughter is 17, and my youngest son is 15 years old. I'm a human resources professional, currently working in an oil and gas company. I love dancing, especially Bollywood, and whenever there is an opportunity, I also teach that dance. Thank you.
That is amazing. So amazing to learn about all of you. I'm not sure if you heard what I said, that all of you ladies, you were born in Malaysia and you moved abroad from Malaysia. And for me, it's the other way around because I left my country and I moved abroad and I moved to Malaysia. So today we are speaking about making impact abroad. So could you please tell us about milestone you have reached in the area of making impact? It can be a personal experience or it can be something from your career. So over to you, Pauline.
Sure. I think I am the highlight here because people keep putting me number one. So please do not do that the next time. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
the impact I would say that I did make when I'm here is, impact for my family. I know that people will say that, yeah, I want peace for the world and, peace for the community. But I do think that any impact we want to make, starts from the home. If we do not provide that kind of impact in a positive upbringing or reinforcement for our children, how are they going to be able to face the world and then contribute to the impact of the world, right? So I did, think about how I would make the little impact in my daily life as well as family. But I think most important is, the impact that we are able to make for our family, which is instilling the kind of good behavior as well as even family values, including what being Malaysian is all about. Even though I've immigrated here in the US for the past 20 years, there are many times that we refer a lot of the cultural upbringing that we do. Being in Malaysia, what it's like being Chinese, what it's like being Asian, what it's like being Malaysia. There are many texts that are given to us when we are not in our own country, but we make sure that the children that we bring up know that whatever it is, we do need to have that kind of upbringing that could reinforce, their personalities. So I think that is one of the biggest impact that I would say, that I have brought, even in the US.
Thank you so much for sharing. How about you, Rita? What kind of milestones have you reached?
I'm right there with Dr. Pauline. I think I do the same thing here. I've lived in the US now for 10 years. I think a great, strong foundational for our children, with an internal moral compass, understanding our values and, trying to do the right thing all the time. I think that is the biggest impact we as women can make immediately on our children. But professionally, I work in a Fortune 500 company. This is my first job in the US. And as far as I know, I'm the only Malaysian working in this organization. I've been here for 8 years, and I've been recognized multiple times for the contribution that I've made. I've also been given multiple opportunities to learn and grow. I was always a little wary about the fact that, am I going to be able to adapt to this different culture working in the United States? How is it going to be? What kind of supervisors are going to be? What is going to be the work ethics? Or what's going to be the political, office politic or anything like that is always a concern. But I would like to recognize this as a milestone to be able to get in, to be able to adjust, to adopt, and also to grow and contribute to the organization. So professionally, I'll consider that as a milestone.
That is definitely an amazing milestone. How about you, Dr. Michelle?
Well, I have a bit of a different version of myself. As you know, that I love, my passion is to help the community, especially in the health field. So always I like to them to go to back to basic. So that's why I study and I do a lot of research in Australia, and that brought me stay there for long and become a PR tech. So whatever what I have knowledge I have absorbed or whatever I've learned, I always love to bring back to Asia. So, but it's very very interesting that when I was in Australia, quite a number of our Asians love to go back to see the Asians again. You see, because we have so many types of traditional medicine, okay, herbs medication. So it's different. So even the Australians love the Chinese way of going about. So that's why I was stuck there. So no doubt I've been there for 16 years and my children are all in their 50s. So that's why I'm able to travel around the world anywhere by giving consultation through Zoom or WhatsApp. So I'm anywhere of the world. So I'm very happy that I loved all these ladies that whatever age you are, you still can give the impact to the young people to come on your milestone where whatever career that you want to continue. So I've never stopped learning up to today. I still learn from the young, like the internet and all that. I still have to learn from the young. So nobody can take everything yourself. It's only the health is my field, but the internet is not my field. So everybody has their own field, all right? Especially our coach here and everybody those who are in other field, all right? I pass down to others. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. And how about you, Amanda?
Wow, very dynamic. I guess everyone have go aboard have a same milestone, which is we kind of face the challenges with non-familiar environment to start with, and finally, you kind of find your footstep. Yeah. So to me, it's like my business impact. When I started the business there, I kind of see the opportunities, and also I know that the niche of the migrants, because Malaysia based on the migrants, and a lot of migrants, they actually come with PhD, doctorate. They are highly qualified person, but unfortunately there's lack of opportunity for them. So my business basis as set out as a platform to help those people to have a footstep or so-called a stepping stone for them when they settle down in Australia. And the other training business, same thing, to help migrants, help the so-called they are new, how to understand about where they're going to about to help them explore their opportunities and things like that. So milestone from start a business, challenging parents, with two children, and become a trainer. I guess that whole life, the whole process of the whole journey, I guess the impact is mainly to help people. That's my impact to them. Back to you, Garcia.
Thank you so much for sharing. And as you said, Amanda, you've encountered lots of challenges, and definitely it's very hard to leave your own home country, move to a new country, and there are lots of struggles. So, could you please share some of the main struggles that you have encountered when you moved abroad? So, this time we'll start with Rita.
Yeah, there are always challenges when you move away from your home. So for me personally, leaving your comfort zone, everything that you know behind. And then in the United States, in the part of the, in US, having to do everything on your own, nearly everything. Back home, we are pretty much spoiled with so many types of services and help, domestic helpers and all of that. It's not easy here. And then having to learn new things, how to do things on your own, because pretty much I would say, in my view, United States is a pretty much a do it yourself country. So you've got to learn how to do all those things that you can probably get somebody else to do for you back home. So that was a challenge. The other challenge is fitting in and embracing new behaviors. Asian cultures are different from Western cultures. They're not superior, not inferior, but they're just different. There are, some commonly accepted behaviors typically associated with that country or the city or the place that you're living in. So I give you a very simple example. In the summer, everybody goes to the beach because that is a norm, that is a tradition, that is something they do here. I don't like beaches. I've never been one. Penang has beaches, never been there. I've not really hung out. But having to adopt those new behaviors so that you can embrace your new surroundings, the new ways of life, I think that was a challenge for me too. Of course, loneliness. Sometimes that hits in, especially during Deepavali or Hari Raya or Chinese New Year. That big gathering, big food, lots of food, ang pao, family, friends, playing cards, everything. They just bring back a lot of memories, and of course, loneliness is one piece of one part of a challenge that I face personally.
Thank you for sharing. How about you, Amanda? What was your main challenge when you moved to Australia?
Oh, I got to agree with Rita. First of all, we miss the food. First thing. Secondly, is the friendliness of Malaysians. And the third is, you have to do everything by yourself. Yeah, there is not so commonly have any helps here. So the challenges, basically, you miss your hometown a lot, and your friends, your family members, of course. But you still have to keep on push yourself to adapt and adopt, the Western idea and the cultures. Inclusions, diversity, you have to understand, especially Australia have a lot of migrants. They all from all sort of backgrounds. Um, Sometimes you might assume, like example, we might assume that, oh, look, all Chinese are the same, but it's actually not. Chinese have a lot of so-called kind of different province people, so they have a different practice, different culture as well. So we learn and adopt and try to so-called respect what their choices. Yeah, because overseas, we don't want to discriminate any of the choices people make. So diversity, inclusions, respect, basically is the key point that we always keep in mind, as living abroad.
Thank you very much. Dr. Pauline, what was your main struggle when you moved to the US?
I think I was trying to be very careful because we are recording. So, all ladies, please remember one of the things that I did think about when I first moved here, the challenge is with the weather. I know it seems like mundane, it's while you can adapt, it's not. when you come here, imagine from Malaysian's weather, which is summer the whole year, coming to Michigan. That's the first state we moved to. It is so cold. We have no idea if I'm going to survive. We're not talking about thriving. It's like surviving. And also, that is one of the main challenges. Even up to today. Today, I living in the New England area. It's so cold. At least 3 to 4 months. When I say cold, it's very, very cold. It's like snowing, up to 12 feet. Up to 12 feet and all that. But at the same time, professionally, one of the things that I know that people might want to ask about, if you have been discriminated and all that, it is everywhere. We are, even in the US, we do talk about majority, minority, and all that. But at the same time, I think if you do work hard, you will be able to address all the challenges that you have while finding a job, while being a leader, having a voice at a table. So I do think that, given the challenges, if you're able to find ways and also community to provide you that support, you can overcome any challenges. Those are the two main ones. Yes, weather and also professionally. Everything else, what Rita has said, what Amanda has said, I do agree. Like, with the lifestyle as well as the culture.
Thank you so much for sharing. And Dr. Michelle, what was your main struggle when you moved to Australia?
My children from the beginning. So, but due to all these internet services, so we are so good that we can talk to them through Zoom and WhatsApp. That was not. Then finally, I become a bit okay. But since I'm an extrovert person, I mix with the overseas people are very, very fast. So I got so many friends, and I forgot about everything again. I forgot about everything. So I started to have a little bit of some chit chat with all the young people that comes, especially the students. I become like what they call that, a counselor for them. Saying, don't worry, concentrate on your study. Your parents are all there. It's okay, fine. So you have to concentrate on your study, because I was the elderly person there. So I become like these people are all like my children too, you see. So I have not really the impact to me now, you see. So the first thing was when beginning first few months, yes, but after that, finally, I don't know why, because I'm an extrovert, I seems to be attracted to many people, and that everything is forgotten. All right. So that's about me, a very short one. Thank you. Pass to you, Gosha.
That's really great. No struggles. All easy going. Okay. What advice would you give to somebody from Malaysia that would like to move to Australia? So we'll start with Amanda this time.
Oh, I've got to say that, keep it simple and sincere. I use the KISS, philosophy. Just keep it simple and be humble. You will learn a lot from people, and people will love to help you. When you kind of sincere and tell them that, hey, look, I really new to this, and usually, people will give you a helping hand.
That's great. How about Dr. Pauline? If somebody would like to move from Malaysia to USA, what advice would you give them?
I would just say don't. No, I'm just kidding. I would say that like what Amanda has said, it's okay to accept help. I think some of the cultures, or upbringing that we have, we might not want to accept any help. But when I first moved here, I first moved here to pursue my studies, so we do have a lot of other students in the community. So at that time we couldn't even afford like moving costs, right? So what we did is hey, students, other students in the community, can you please help? And then people will just come, and just like groups of people, like 20 people will come and help you to move and all that for free. So those are the things that I think Amanda was saying, that if you need help, reach out for help and ensure the community will be able to help you. There's no embarrassment in asking for help. I think you just have to be bold. In a new country, nobody's going to know you. The worst thing people can say to your face is, no, I cannot help you. But if you ask 10 people, if 9 people would help you, you have 9 people to help you. And like what Rita is saying, we have to do everything by ourselves, right, Rita? We cannot pay anyone to do our work for us. So that's my advice.
Thank you so much for sharing. Dr. Michelle, what advice would you give to someone who would like to move to Australia?
I agree with all the three speakers that have spoken. So to summarize, I would say that tolerance, just tolerate, that's all. Follow the flow. So when you go to any other countries, you just have to follow the flow until you know them very well. Then you know that you are there. So they are very welcome you. So be kind, very important, humble, yes, and you tolerate. That's all. Tolerance. Any which country you go, you need to tolerate. That's all. You will be there. Thank you.
I'd like to add a little bit on that. I guess to go abroad, you got to research before you leave Malaysia or move to any countries that you want. You need to know a bit of their background, of course, their languages, their practices, because sometimes people might feel offended, and which is you don't mean to. So they will feel like, oh my God, who are you to come and tell me like this? But to us, because our culture is a very friendly culture, Malaysians are very friendly. Yeah. Example, okay, say in Malaysia, if you see old people across the road, you will kind of stop and then help the old people to cross the street. But in overseas, if you do that, they actually will look at you and say, no, I don't need your help. I didn't ask for help. They will be very angry because they feel like we look down on him, that, he's old, he can't go across. So another example is like we used to see children, oh, you're so cute, and then we kind of pinch a cheek or offer lollies, to the children or the child. That, this is very common in Malaysia. But overseas, a bit different. Yeah. If you approach a child, they might think differently, and you offer food or so-called lollies, that will upset the parents, because some parents are very strict on their diets, or some are because of allergies issues. Yeah. So a lot of do's and don'ts in all the countries. So if you want to go abroad, study their traditions, their background, their people before you decided, yeah, where you want to be. So it's a plus for you when you are there. You won't offend any of the person there. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All great advices. And I will ask Rita, what advice would you give to someone who would like to move to USA?
The comment about understanding the nuances of the society, the do's and don'ts, the norms, the behaviors, what is accepted, what is not acceptable. It's very, very crucial. In the South, there might be a different mindset here. So we should be able to recognize what those are. And it's not always easy. Sometimes you got to go by daily living, and then you will understand, what we can do and what we cannot do. But a couple of things that I have personally had to do is, first, learning to adjust and adapt to our new surroundings, right? We must embrace the new cultures, the society that we live in, while we maintain our own culture and identity. We must not lose sight of our origins, our traditions, our heritage. We must try to find ways to keep that alive too. I feel that's very important when you want to live abroad and still stay true to yourself, and do those things that you grew up doing. Be yourself. You don't have to be someone else. Don't be intimidated. Celebrate what you are, who you are. Celebrate your experiences. Connect with, you are always going to find a Malaysian or somebody, or an Indian or Chinese, somebody that you can connect with in your community. So I would say connect with those people, because they help preserve our traditions and they bridge disconnects. They become your support group. And then when you get together with 2 or 3 people, then you can invite more friends, and do things on a bigger scale, introduce your cultures to other people. People want to learn about our cultures here too. They're eager. Some of them do not know Malaysia. For them, in this part of the region, they associate Asia as China. That's all they know. They've never been out of the country. It's not that they they feel that United States is the only thing, but they've really not been out of the country, so they don't know what else is out there. So it's an opportunity for us to share. It's an opportunity for us to also learn. So an open mind, accepting people for who they are, not judging. Don't be judged, because we don't want to be judged and we don't want people to judge us. I think those are all very critical things.
This is great. You are all making a huge impact in your countries that you live in right now. So, can you just tell us how can women make greater impact in their communities, in their families, the impact on the world? How can they do that? This time I'll start with Dr. Michelle.
Oh, you just caught me like, Anyway, yes, impact. Okay. So see, since I've been going around different places, I really wants to come back to do some more for the community in Penang and Malaysia. So lately, coming soon is my blogging. I don't know, because you know that I'm in health. I really wants to really save the earth. So save the earth is, you know, that in Malaysia, in Penang especially, it's getting a little bit better. I understand that, but you have to be more. Like Singapore, it's totally no trash. It's so clean. So Penang is coming up, but I still want a bit more. So this is all health. We save the earth, is considered as health too. So I'm going to do another project, blogging. That means I'm going to form a lot of friends and people who would like to follow me to carry on with just jogging, exercising, and pick up and clean up a little bit of the space in Penang. So this is something that I love to do that for the community. Thank you.
That's really great. So everybody can get involved in your project who lives in Penang, correct?
Yes, everybody can come and join me. So
Great.
we are going to go through all this. You see, so the more people, the more awareness we are creating. So we have to start, because I've seen in Australia, we have all the bins are all separated. That's very, very good.
Mhm.
So we need to be in Malaysia and also Penang. Since I'm from Penang, I love Penang to be a beautiful state. Thank you.
Great. Dr. Pauline, how can women make greater impact? What's your take on that?
I think that in general, women can make a bigger impact if they are, if they make their voice heard. If women are given a chance to sit at a big table, I think you're not there to take notes as a secretary. You're there to make an impact. You're there to speak up. So do speak up when you are given a chance. A lot of times people think that, okay, I have to, for example, applying for a job. I'm sure a lot of people will look at the job and say, oh my God, I cannot even meet 50% of what they're looking for, right? But for men, I'm not going to talk about men, but for women, for women, I do think that if you are given that chance, to do something, do it. Just prove it. Instead of thinking of what is going to happen, instead of reacting to it, be proactive. That's what I would say. The other one that I really is very important is I think women has a very a strong position to be able to mentor a lot of younger women and young girls to take on bigger responsibilities in the world. So if you have a chance, to be a guardian, to be a mentor, to be a mom, to advise and mentor little girls and girls in your life, I think you should do that because, they do need a strong leader, woman leader, for them to be able to be a strong leader in the future. So that's my take. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. How about Rita?
I'm right there with our other esteemed speakers as well. However, the impact that mine is more personal, maybe at a smaller level. My children are biracial. My husband is American Caucasian, and I'm Malaysian Indian. We moved around and lived in several countries after our marriage, including Singapore, China, Philippines, Indonesia, and eventually United States. My kids have grown up in various cultures and society. So I think the impact that I can make would be an immediate one, which is to to teach my children from a very young age. I've always taught them who they are, where do they come from, understanding, making them know about who I am, about my country, my culture, the norms, the traditions I grew up with. Many times they understand these things today and are able to share these things with their friends. They can contribute in to a classroom discussion about Asia or world religion. So these are small things, passing down the knowledge, keeping our culture, keeping our traditions, keeping our values alive. And I think that's important. And they say great things come from small and simple things. So I think that's the way I would like to see, as nurturers, as providers, as life givers. That's the biggest impact we can make for our generation now and to come.
That's really great. And Amanda?
Yes, I'm very impressed, with all of speakers here, and I do agree with all their points and views there. To be very frank, throughout my journey, a lot of people tell me that I can't do it. All right, you're an Asian lady, you are from Chinese school, you can't speak English. English is your second language. You're a married mom, you're a migrant. A lot of no, 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 can't. So, but fortunately, I'm not good, to listen to all this. So I kind of pushed myself through and proudly our business in 2019. Um, we actually submitted the Australian Telstra Business Women's Award, and my company won. And I'm the so-called Asian lady and a clean company who got the awards, in the history, because I guess a lot of people kind of not there to will feel like, oh, I'm the second kind of citizen, I'm not there too. And again, 2021, I actually got Hong Kong JCs approach me as well. And my company won their Business on Stellitos APAC Female Entrepreneur Award as well. Because the journey that my company bring to my staff is actually very inspired them, especially during the COVID. So what I can tell, and shout out to all the ladies, do not let people stop you. You know yourself better than anyone, and you are only one, the only unique person, one person. So don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. Yeah, do it, and then held high your chin, soldier on. Yeah, there will be a lot of unfortunately obstacle in front of you, but trust me, women have the power, because we are always willing to apply mind to execute and nurse with sincerity. That is our nature as a woman. So keep on and fight for it. And woman, try your best to do what you like and do not listen to no. Okay, you always say that, yep, it's not yet I know. All right, you not yet learn the thing. Not say that I don't know, I never know. It's just not yet. So I hope that I can see a lot of women who empower their life. And I would like to see also a lot of Penangs, women, whether in Malaysia or abroad, keep connecting, and we can help each other, because now with a social media, the world is getting very small. All right, we can reach each other, and I guess every one of us are a valuable assets, to the women's society. Thank you, Garcia.
Thank you. That was all great sharing, and congratulations to all of you for making such amazing impact living abroad. So before we go to our Q&A, I have one more question for you. Actually, two questions. So how has Penang helped you make a difference in your life or in your career? And do you think Penang is doing a good job by doing women empowerment by impacting women? What do you think? Dr. Michelle, I'll start with you this time.
All right. Yes, I can see lots of women are coming up and have their say. Yes, well done, all women entrepreneurs. In fact, lately I've been appointed as the ambassador of International Women Federation Commerce Industry. So I have to go down to Singapore to represent the summit, you see. So I know that woman power is coming up. So well done, all women. Whoever you are out there, please carry on with your good job. Thank you.
How about Dr. Pauline?
I think the question is how has Penang provided that kind of environment, right, for women to make an impact? I think the growing up in Penang, I do think that one of the things that I'm very thankful for is Penang, as well as Malaysia, is a very peaceful country compared to where we are right now. I feel truly blessed. I know when people are in their home country, people always think that the grass is greener on the other side. You know, what is out there in Australia, what is out there in the US. But thinking back, I do think that Penang has given me the kind of life that I would love to go back and have my kids grow up in Malaysia, in Penang, because of the way that people are very inclusive as well as friendly, like what Amanda had been saying, as well as peaceful. Peacefulness is very important. Like, of course, we do have crimes and all that, but I'm talking about a big scale peace. In I sound like in Miss Malaysia, right? We want peace for the world. But I'm very blessed that to have to grow up in Malaysia.
How about you, Amanda?
I guess Dr. Pauline, her feeling is basically Malaysia is a multicultural country. There is no such Western country who claim themselves as a multicultural country, same as Malaysia. Like example, Australia, we are multi-cultural country. But the way, the celebration, the connections, that is not like Malaysian, you know. Um, Overseas, when you talk about multicultural, they only promote about their food, right? But Malaysia, multicultural, you promote their festival, their people, the celebrations, the environment, the all the people will come back. Example, if we have a Muslim friend, even though Chinese Christian, we celebrate together Raya, you know. A Christian, whether you are a Christian or non-Christian, we all celebrate Christian together. Deepavali, we go to the friends, Kanuri and all those stuff. But in overseas, it's very, very different. All right, they celebrate their own. And sometimes, like myself, because my husband is a Lebanese, so I'm a convert Muslim. So I feel like I can't belong in a certain environment because, if you walk into a so-called or Arab, culture or community, they kind of like, why these Chinese here? you know so when you kind of, like my husband go with me the Chinese celebration, or no, go to the Chinatown, you will feel like, oh, why these Arab people come to the Chinatown? You get what I mean? So that is not so much like Malaysia. Everywhere you go, you will feel welcome. You will feel welcome. People will like to celebrate. They will share, their food with you, their culture. They will talk to you, even though you can see that, Malaysia, when the tourists came over, they feel very welcoming. They feel very welcome because they can belong in that environment. So they enjoy it more. So Malaysia, multicultural, keep promoting Malaysia because it's a very, very wonderful country.
I can't agree with you more because I feel very welcome here. I feel accepted and I feel like this is my home now. So thank you, Malaysia and Penang. Rita,
Welcome.
can you add anything to it?
No, I agree with everything the esteemed speakers have shared. Penang is a wonderful island with wonderful people. It's home, it's family. It's made me who I am, what I am, my likes, my dislikes. the food, friends, going out and having supper after midnight. You can find food anytime, any day. You can eat any type of food whenever you want. Uh, Inclusion, high tolerance for one another. Growing up, in the same school with Muslim, Chinese, Indians, various backgrounds. I mean, Penang is a whole institution of what I would consider that makes me who I am, and I'm grateful that I'm able to bring it here, the Pearl of Orient, as I would share it with my friends, my American friends, and very proudly I share everything about Penang with them. I'm very, very, very blessed to be a Penangite.
Thank you all for sharing. So these are all the questions from my part. So now we'll go to our audience Q&A. If there are any questions from the audience. Okay, here's a question from Elizabeth. How is it raising your children in a foreign country? Any experiences of racism or mistreatment? Who can answer that?
Can I share mine?
Sure.
Yes, that a definite is. I mean, put it this way. For an example, my children go to the school, and one day, actually, my daughter come back and say, "Oh, I don't have to be, doing well in my English or maths or study." I say, "Why is that?" He said, "Because my teachers say English is my second language." So they have been categorized, put into another group, because English is not their first language. And that is totally not true, because in my family, we speak English with my children. So English supposed to be their first language. So very stereotypically, when people see you a different race, they will straight away categorize. Like example, oh, Chinese mathematics are very good. They will put you in one group. Chinese, English is second language, Indian is second language. So they kind of like, the school very stereotypically put you in a group that they will teach slowly. They still teaching the education's curriculum, but they will kind of teach slowly, to make sure you understand the curriculum. But they forgotten that some of us like parents, we speak English. So with the example, I actually pull my children out from the public system and put them in the private system. And in Australia, the public and private is actually opposite than our Malaysia system. You know, yeah, private is somewhere that you really, they work very very hard on high requirement, on the student performance. So there's discriminations that I have, and my children feel confused because they say, "Mom, should I categorize my background as a Chinese or a Malaysian or a Lebanese or Australian?" The children is very confusing, because when it comes to questions or the forms that they need to fill up, they actually ask, "What is the background of yours?" So my children, they are very confused. They don't know what should they put, because myself is Chinese, Malaysians, and my husband is a Lebanese, and they are Australian born. They're Australian citizen. Yeah. So I guess that particular issue I'm still addressing because it does confuse me, and I just feel like, oh yeah, I mean, it's easy that Chinese marry Chinese, so the family background is Chinese, kind of very very kind of straightforward. But I feel like my children are quite unique. They have like a few things, and sometimes they make joke out of it and say, "Oh look, if you feel like you're Chinese, you write Chinese. If you feel like you're Australian, you write Australian." So they have choices. They kind of always make a joke on that. Thank you for listening.
So I can share an experience, Gosha, if you want me to.
Please, yes,
So
share.
like I've said earlier on, I'm a Malaysian Indian. My husband is American Caucasian. So my kids have olive skin, and in this part of the world, in the South, people, it's not diverse. So you either know African Americans, Caucasians, or Hispanics. That's basically what they're exposed to. So all of us here are always mistaken for Hispanics. So they very naturally speak to us in Spanish, and I will just reply with my Hindi language at times. So it's kind of comical. But coming back to my children, so my kids grew up in the public school here. They always tell me, Mom, you don't understand what it is like to go to a public school here. People mock you, people are not nice, they bully you. Bully is a real thing here. It never clicked with me until I started hearing things from my kids, because I don't think I ever experienced it to that extent. If I was even bullied, I don't recall that, ever. But it's not easy for them. My son goes to school one day, and all his friends on the football team say, Dave, you need to go back. You need to go back to Mexico. That's where you belong. What are you doing in our country? So, how does a child in his growing up years, in the formative years, handle that kind of confrontation, right? So this is where we have to, as parents, help them understand who they are, what they are. We have to help them understand tolerance. You have to be able to tolerate yourself, other people, and what they're throwing at you. You've got to have the internal courage and strength. And so I have taught my kids, when people tell you this kind of things, you just listen, and how you have take that opportunity to explain, hey, look, I want to share with you something about myself. I come, my parents are this is what it is. There is a country in Malaysia, my dad is from America, and this is what makes me who I am. It's very important not to react, to this kind of thing. But yes, racial discrimination or stereotyping or prejudice or biasness, they exist. More importantly is how we react and handle them. And that comes from, once again, as mothers, as nurturers, as providers, to teach our kids all those facts and to give them the courage, and the level to accept things, and then of course to help the other people understand as well. Very important in my personal view.
I would like to
Thank
echo
you.
what Rita is saying, Gosha, if that's okay. I think that
Yeah,
is one
please
of
add.
the, I think having kids, when I first moved here, my first daughter was only 4 months old, and then right now I have three girls. And I do echo what Rita is saying, because people do make judgment as well as, stereotype you into one category. But the problem is not really a problem. The problem is we might look Chinese, but we are not from China. So coming to the US, you are not Chinese. You go to a community with Chinese from China, they're like, you're not Chinese because you're not from China. So it's like what Amanda is saying, it could be confusing, but at the same time, it's not. At times, I know, Rita, we might want to say that, oh, this is where we come from. At times, I'll just tell the kids, you don't have to explain to anybody. You just don't have to explain to anybody because you have the right to be here. You don't have to explain to anybody that why are we here. We are Chinese and from Malaysia and all that. So what we do is, like you say, we have to make sure that they are strong enough to be able to address all the things people do say, but we don't have to really justify the reason we are here. We have the same right as everyone else. And I do think that, like I what I said earlier, it starts from home. Letting them know that yes, we are different, but it doesn't mean that we cannot be here. So we have to go through all these things as growing up. I mean, right now they are already in their later teens. They are 20, 18, and also 12. I have to mention that because they're listening to me right now, to tell them that they all are doing a good job, and then it's a good time to celebrate the differences versus, you know, being discriminated or discriminating others. Thank you.
Thank you all for sharing all your amazing stories. So I can see how much impact you are making in your new countries where you're living by facing all the challenges you have faced, by achieving all the milestones, by every day stepping outside of your comfort zone, and also by promoting your Malaysian culture. So, like all of you are saying, you are showing your culture to people in Australia and in USA. You're introducing the food, you're introducing the customs. So this is really amazing what you're doing. So congratulations to all of you. So it's not just your personal achievements, which are amazing, but you are really taking this impact beyond and making it global, really, because you are in all different parts of the world. So this is it's like a snowball effect. So you're teaching your children all the values and your customs, and then they will teach their friends and share your Malaysian culture with others. So congratulations.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Garcia. Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much to Gosha as our moderator and to all our speakers. That was a very interesting topic. Coming from women who are abroad and listening to their stories about how they moved from Malaysia to their designated countries. Building a career, building a family. Some of them having mixed marriages and so on. So there's a lot to do with a women's role, raising a family, building a career, and at the same time also making an impact on their identity. I agree with our panelists when they say like Malaysia is a very unique country in the world where our multiracial status um, is unprecedented. Like they said, like in countries like Australia, where they have a lot of immigrants, and also in the United States. But as what Rita mentioned, they're either classified as Caucasian American, African American, or Hispanic American. So um, herself being Indian, married to a Caucasian, so mixed children, so on. So where do they fall on? Like over here, we have when we say like when an Indian marries with a Chinese and have children, we call them Chindian and so on. So over here, we are much more all toned down and much more acceptable on people's differences. So I would say Malaysia, we are. This is what we need to make an impact as well on our multicultural country that we live in, and especially in Penang, where we actually celebrate each and every one. Uh, on food, culture, festivals, music, and so much more. Once again, a big thank you to our panelists as their sharing has been very insightful from their personal stories and so on. Let's move on. All right. And also a big thank you to Gosha. Gosha, she was the other one around where she was an immigrant who's now in Malaysia instead of our panelists who are Malaysians who are now living abroad. All right. Thank you so much once again. And okay, let's move on. Before I announce for this session's winners, here we go. Let's mention our sponsor for the premium chocolate gift set. A big thank you to the big boss from Farhana from Georgetown Heritage Chocolate for sponsoring the prizes throughout the whole day session. It's not only like one pack or 5 packs, but it's like 17 in total. Thank you so much for your kind support and your sponsor for us. Let's call out the winners for this round's session. Okay, first winner, congratulations to Ka Tian Ko. Congratulations. All right. So, Ka Tian Ko, I would like to invite you to join us for our next sessions. And do not forget to use the hashtag WIMC2022. Next winner also going out to Wendy Wong. Congratulations, Wendy. Wendy Wong, congratulations. You just won yourself Georgetown Heritage Chocolate, a premium chocolate gift set. All right. Next one, Nur Shirin Idris. Nur Shirin Idris. Congratulations to you. And a very familiar name, which is also a good friend of ours, Susie Macmillan. Miss Susie Macmillan, congratulations to you. Thank you for watching us online. And last but not least, our final winner for this round, Juliana Ong. Congratulations to you, Juliana. All right, so each and every one of you just won once again a premium chocolate gift set courtesy of Georgetown Heritage Chocolate. All right, as earlier when Elizabeth mentioned, it's a chocolate factory by itself, a premium chocolate factory by itself, but it's not Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. All right, so to all winners, once again, Katian Kaur, Wendy Wong, Nur Shirin Idris, Susie Macmillan, and Juliana, do PM us at WIMC Malaysia to redeem your prizes. Just drop us a private message in our message box, and we will get to you on how you can, get your hands on your prizes. Okay, once again, thank you to all speakers, our panelists, and our moderator. A big thank you going out to our sponsors, our silver sponsors who've come on board with us: MD Pharma, Asia Green Group, Vanessa Diamonds, Doublewood Fashion, We Share Brand, and last but not least, Bio Life. Thank you so much for contributing to our cause here, the Women Impact Makers Conference 2022. Now, our big day for the conference is coming nearer as days goes by. It's on the 19th of July 2022. It's going to be held at Royal Chulan Penang, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., including refreshments and meals provided for all of you. Now, we got few more seats, as many of you all been registering as of lately. So we still have few more slots to fill up, and therefore we're giving out for a very discounted price from 388 per seat. Now we're selling at 188 only. That's a price cut of 200 ringgit. This is a one-time offer for all of you. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're a woman and looking forward to make an impact, to change your life, to even improve, and even take it further to network with our panelists, our speakers, and everyone involved in this platform, this is your chance. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. So do scan the QR code. It is right beside my face over there. There's a QR code. Scan to register for the WIMC 2022 right now. Prices at 188 per seat from a normal price of 388. Okay, a big thank you once again to Elizabeth Image Branding, the big boss, Miss Elizabeth Hall, for organizing this impactful event for women in collaboration with PWDC, the Penang Women Development Corporation, Madam Ong Bee Ling, and in support and of course with the leadership of YB Chong Eng from the Penang State Government. Thank you so much for all of your support. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for our second day online forums and teasers. Do remember, all these are just teasers that we have for you, for what you can look forward to during the 19th July's Royal Chulan Penang's WIMC 2022. We have a full lineup of great panelists. We have great moderators coming on board, including live performances by none other than our very own Malaysian singer and songwriter Juwita Surito will be performing live for all of you, and also the World Harmonica champion Keith Valentine. So do join us. It's going to be a very impactful event that we hope to inspire you to continue further to impact the women's community here and abroad. Once again, my name is Chan as your MC. Thank you very much for joining us for all the sessions. Do look out at WMC Malaysia's Facebook page. We'll be putting up updates, we'll be putting up teasers, we'll be keeping you posted about what's coming up next, and we'll be talking to you a little bit more about what's happening on the next events. All right. Thank you very much once again, and have a great night ahead. Bye-bye.
First and foremost, ours is a love story, one that transcends all ages and celebrates the precious moments in life. Hi, I'm Vanessa Koh, the founder and CEO of Vanessa Diamonds. Our story began back in year 2000 with a dream to weave a tapestry of romance that reflects love, life, and diamonds. Since our humble beginnings, Vanessa Diamonds has been about encompassing all the promise of love stands for, and that's what our brand's vision is, to empower the world as a lovable international jewelry brand. Love has been at the heart of Vanessa Diamonds since its inception 22 years ago. That's what drives us to give our best and exceed customers' expectations, be it in the quality and design of our jewelry or in our services. We aim to inspire love and happiness by enriching lives with a special sparkle. Today, we have immortalized our love in Reflections, a brand new natural colored diamonds jewelry collection conceived from our heart to yours that revels in the vibrancy of life's journey. To date, we have released 2 series under this collection, Charm and Amour. Charm jewelry pieces are specially curated to be the perfect gifts that cherish joyous bonds and are ideal for commemorating milestones and celebrations. Amour, on the other hand, is thoughtfully designed to portray the pinnacle of true love between the two beings. The gorgeous and rare natural colored diamonds in our Amour series are the perfect symbolism of the union of two people as they begin a new chapter of life together. No wonder Vanessa Diamonds has been part of countless love stories throughout the years. We also want to ensure that the soon-to-be newlyweds are able to celebrate their individual love stories with unique wedding rings selected exclusively at Vanessa Diamonds. Your dream wedding is our priority, which is why we focus on our role in realizing the perfect wedding for all couples, providing them the wedding rings of their dreams. Through our e-commerce site, we are aiming to make it easier for couples to create their dream wedding rings with our Dream Ring Forge tool, while also diversifying our audience scope to cater to today's younger, trendier generation. As Malaysia's premier diamond jewelry retailer, we ascertain that quality is guaranteed, with our diamonds being certified by GIA. Moving forward, we intend to build up Vanessa Diamonds as the leading diamond jewelry retailer and a go-to resource wedding inspirations by cultivating regional and industrial cooperation with other prominent names in the wedding industry. Let Vanessa Diamonds make your happily ever after come true. When you choose us, you are assured of beautiful artistry, value for money, a seamless experience, and of course, being treated with love.
So thank you, Helen, for coming on board as part of our sponsors as well as our speakers for this Women Impact Makers Conference 2028.
Hi, I'm Helen. And I'm Helene. We are the founders of Double Online Fashion.
I'm really honored to be part of this conference.
Double started off purely from passion for fashion 15 years ago, and up until today, we are currently serving more than hundreds of thousands of ladies worldwide. The year 2015 is pivotal to us, where we fully automate our business and we can focus 100% online and invest on R&D and product development to provide more valued product to our customers.
What do you think? What is your take on fashion? You know, how fashion impact lives?
Personally, I feel fashion is everything. The industry is valued at 3 trillion. They are employing 57 million workers in developing countries, and giving 80% of them are women. So in fact, fashion is having a really, really large impact globally and personally as well. I feel that, as the saying goes, always dress like it's the best days of your life. And for someone like myself who has always loved fashion, we truly believe that women deserve to dress to wear their very best, and thus your confidence will shine through. So with that in mind, just that we look into every seam and every cut that we create to actually bring out the best in women.
In what way Double would contribute to making impact with women, specifically right now in the community, as in Penang? or in Malaysia?
You know, empowering is really such a big word. So to me, we view it as, you know, taking small steps, small accumulative steps to actually make an impact in women's life.
Because fashion is such a global scale movement where it can bring about change through vocal awareness and the community that they're in. Through Double Word Community, we do weekly IG Live with various personalities, which touches on various topics from health to stylings to women empowerment to educate and of course spreading awareness. With that, we hope to bring into an impact where conversations which are otherwise maybe swept under the rug into the surface.
On top of that, we also do have our CSR program. We recently partnered with Adventist Hospital, where we, you know, donate part of the proceeds of our Move collection, our active wear, to help the needy. So yeah, that's little things that we actually try to do to, you know, being more than a business who only sell fashion, but we hope to, through small steps, we can actually contribute and give back to the society.
Thank you, Helen. Once again, thank you for being an impact in the community